Hello my crafty friends and welcome. It is February 2023 and today we are celebrating with a blog hop the new release of 6 brand new dies from Karen Berniston. My card today is all about Under the Sea. On here it says take me to the sea, and that's exactly what I've done. I've used a combination of new dies and previously released dies. I've used the brand new little twist panel pop-up in coordination with the Heart Collage Pop Up. I've also used some of the new dies. Here are the borders, the little cute crabs, and the sea charms. I'm going to show you exactly how I made this card, so let's get started. I began this project by using the mechanism from the little twist panel pop-up, and when it comes out of the die it's flat, of course. So I like to take mine, fold it in half on the crease lines, fold it down this way, also make crease lines made by the die, and then this way. Then I like to open it back up all the way, invert these two long arms. I like to pinch them on the ends and push them together to the inside, and then flatten the whole thing down. So that piece is all ready to go in the card. As you can see, when it's on the card it's going to open and pop up. As I was making this mechanism, I said to myself, "Self, that looks exactly like something else you've used." And sure enough, it looks very similar, except for the size, to the mechanism from the Heart Collage Pop Up. So I thought to myself, why can't you combine them? So I decided to try. I made one with 4 arms, and it was a little bit bulky and things kept running into each other when I tried to close the card. So as I was talking to my friend about it, she said, "Well, do you need 4 arms?" "No, I don't." So I decided that I would use the 2. So I have marked this one, and I've cut off 2 of the wings, and it's right at the place where you would normally fold them over. Now if you want to see how to make this mechanism, I've linked Karen's video below, so I'm not going to go into that, but I am going to show you how I altered it. So right here I decided to cut this whole arm all the way off, and I did that on both sides. Okay, so now there's less bulk for the card, and I think it's going to be easier to install, so we're going to find out. I've also created my card base, and this is a small card. It's a 4 by 4.5 with a top fold, and actually I was going to make it 4 by 4, but I needed more space to put my front cover on, which is this little sea, the diving bell, and this paper is from Graphic 45. Okay, so then I have my card ready to go, my base ready to go, but I took my mechanism and laid it out on the inside, and as you can see I colored in that little square in the center because that's going to be important for lining this card up and getting it to work with each other. So I lined it up, we're on the crease of this way, and then I made a mark. As you can see, I made a mark in here where the center was, and then I put that down like that, got it straight as I could, and then I colored it in so that I could line it up later. So I'm going to install this. So I'm going to go ahead and install this off camera because I want to get the glue on correctly, and I also want to get everything lined up so that it's pretty straight and everything's lined up with that little square, because when we put the next part in, it's going to be important that this is all lined up correctly. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. I have the mechanism glued into the card base, and as you can see it's ready to work just great. Now I did put glue all over the back side of this piece up into this V and glued it down, and the same way on this side. I'm sorry I couldn't show you that, but I didn't want to get my head in the camera, so I decided to do it off screen. Now we're ready to add this little piece. So what we want to do is line up the square once again, which is really convenient, but we also want to line up these mountain folds because we want everything to fold up exactly the same. So I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to put glue on the tabs, on the smooth largest two tabs with no folds. So I'm going to do that. And now I want to line them up once again. I want to line the mountain folds with the mountain folds, just like this. I'm going to match up that little square. That square is so convenient. I'm going to glue that down. Now I'm going to give this a little time to set up. This is fast drying glue, however, it does need some time. So next thing I'm going to do is pull the card up like this. And these little arms have to be pushed back this way and this way so that it folds up like that. However, I need to put these little two notches together just like you do when you do the Heart Collage Pop Up. So it's a little bit fiddly, so please bear with me. I'm going to do the best I can. Here we go. I slide those two notches together. So I got those slid in. That went a lot easier than I expected it to. Whoops. That tab did pop up, so I think a little extra glue is going to be required, but I'm going to push this center down just like that. So now we're ready to go. Let me add a little bit more glue here because it doesn't seem to want to stay down. I didn't give it enough time to dry before, so let's take care of that. All right, there we go. Okay. I'm going to give that a little time to set up because it's going to take a lot of wear and tear, and I want to make sure that it's really set up. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, I've given that glue some time to set up, and while I was off camera, I also added 2 decorator panels. So we're ready to start decorating this card. Now, I'm going to speed up the film here, and you may see me opening and closing this card more times than you want to see. However, it's the only way to make sure that you get everything situated so that when you close the card, nothing runs into each other. And so I'm going to do one thing at a time, and I'm going to open and close many times. So here we go. Now I have everything in place, and as I went along I didn't show you how I had to change this little seahorse. He was up too high, so he kept catching. So I moved him down, added this little guy on a piece of acetate, and then the mermaid's tail was catching with the little turtle. So what I did is cut the tail off, glued it behind this piece, and at a different angle. So now everything works smoothly. Now you understand why I opened and closed this card a million times while I was making it. You want to make sure that nothing catches. You don't want to create a catch point because you want your card to be spectacular. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you will visit my blog, which is linked below, where there are also links to all the products I used as well as all the other design team blogs. So if you would like to win a great prize, make sure to leave a comment. Till next time, bye-bye.